pull this up here. Get this auto cut. Remember that. Let me see here. Advanced setting. Camera video. Cut out. Oh, look at that. Badass. Okay. Perfect, perfect, and good enough. Alright. Got a few hours. Let's have a little fun. Would I like to have armor of frost or rain? There's a lot of situations I can think of that you would need a little rain. What the hell? There we go. Now where is my tilt? I guess I'm gonna go armor of frost, and I could probably put it on later. Take rain off for now. Definitely want to keep this stuff here. Yep. This is the cost of using grenades. Scrolls by 1 AP. Arrow recovery. Enemy lands combat cable and help you bounce back to life at 20% health. If you die or resurrect combat cable will be available again. Nice elemental affinity. extra point cost of spells by one when standing in the surface of the same element. Oh, gotcha. Oh, damn. That's kind of cool. Oh. 3 extra points in your memory attribute, eh? Demonic. When resurrected, you resurrect with full health. Morning persons. Opportunity gives you the ability to perform attacks of opportunity. Huh. Fairy Master gives you 10% chance of dodging while dual wielding. That talent enables you to talk to animals. That's pretty dope. Savage Sotilio gives all magical skills with a chance equal to critical chance score. 5 meter range to your grenade throws. I got it. That's funny, so you stink. But no water. Requires level 2, I gotcha. Might be able to change your skills. Can't get these ones, gotcha. I like the comeback kid. Leech is kinda cool. I guess I'll throw a leech on there. That's pretty cool too. I don't really know what the best option is here. Hothead, I guess, would be the best. That's one we start out with. I'm just gonna go with Hothead for now, see if I can change it later. Kind of a soldier and a scholar, not really a noble. I guess that's it, huh? We're done here. How do I start? Start from here we go. Get ready to go.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
Oh, jeez. Probably set this up so I can see your comments, huh?
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't easy now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
So it wasn't a dream after all.
There we go.
Not a very chatty fellow, are you? Boring.
empty.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself.
This is a rare kind of magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. The good ship Merryweather. But you can stand at ease there, Private. You do realize you're not in the army here, don't you?
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to sauce. For good.
Good gods. There's been a murder here.
My.
Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
Smell bloody Phyllis. Peer into the room and ask.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does.
No lesions. No
It's a small ship. His name was Finn. Oddball. Looked to me like he saw something he wished he hadn't before he came here. We'll find out who did it, one way or another.
A young Magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this. Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. Two things scared the living daylights out of him. His own shadow and his own source. We'll find out who did this. Speaking of...
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Figured as much. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Thanks. I just want to catch whoever did this before they hurt anyone else. No trauma. He was bled by magic.
Why won't you sing? A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Perhaps.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce. Well, well, what have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
You think me mad?
Mad? Insufferable.
Ah, music to my beleaguered stomach. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Nest.
Oh, but to feel the caress of satin on my scarlet skin once more. A most satisfactory answer indeed.
Well, you got this.
On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after. The very basics, then. I suppose that's a start. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. As per your own testimony, you can cook, tailor, and groom. Well, I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave.
Picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Of course you accept. Mine wasn't an offer, it was an order. Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach Fort Joy. Now shoo!
Forgive me, kin. Were that I had more than gruel to serve, if I'd more than cornmeal and rotting roots, I'd concoct something more fitting. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I...
Magisters are out for blood. You saw the body, didn't you? Big bruiser like you ought to be able to take them on.
I forgot how to sing. I did.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
The ship, of course.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here...
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away...
Sick as a leper's cat. From the state of it, I'd say she's being cared for by a bunch of beardless babes who never loved anyone but their own mums. But there's more. Listen close. There now, just like that. Squeak! Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben.
It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful
wheel.
chip?
The
Squeaks
wheel.
whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east. Burn my beard. That means if we'd been travelling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Captain, actually. And that figure tells me we're getting close to the Joy. Close to what lies beyond it, too.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
You clearly don't know the first thing about swords.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Nest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your son.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this Trampifan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again.
We just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up. Insufferable, surely.
He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken...
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties.
Riffan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
Skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up. You think me mad?
Do you think me mad?
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail. He reaches out, flicks a finger against one of your scales, and rubs his chin.
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
What purpose did that serve? Was that a greeting? Was it... Oh dear. I seem to have crossed some cultural taboo. How... difficult. You have my apologies, lizard. Perhaps I should demand the same from those red-cloaked humans. They laid their hands on me more than once. Ah, yes. The niceties. My name is Fane. I am a scholar from... well, I am a seeker of knowledge. That is enough.
I'm a seeker of knowledge.
It is pleasurable to meet you. Hardly. I've been reading this one for several minutes, and I have yet to find a single insight into the mysteries of the universe. It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history? Oh, please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it already. No, I want to know about the Celestial. I want to know about your gods. This text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
I've never dined on anything less than a dozen course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
There has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magister's more concern than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing.
The elf's face freezes for just a second before he waves his hand dismissively.
Oh, it's just one of my idle curiosities. We mortals do like to consider these things, do we not? Now, please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
It's a register, sir. Good. You faring okay so far? I'm glad to hear it. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
I shall hold my head steady.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
No, I'm afraid I always perform my part solo. Do stay and watch, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end up...
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Damn.
What's happened?
Ow. I'm burning. Ow. Locked, huh? Oh, it's a two-handed. That sucks. Damn. A strong ass door. There's nothing in there. Life essence. The hell is that?
The young woman lies in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normally, but
No.
Huh.
the Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a...
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
It's no use. Your words do not seem to reach her.
The dice roll darkly. They're rolling for me.
Walked down the side too, huh? And that boy did not have the key on him.
Oh! What? What happened? Must have been the turnips. You dare strike a royal? Ooh!
The lizard's eyes close as he slips into...
Guess that's that. Pretty sure I've been everywhere. Let's get them out of here. Ah! There's the damn key. What? Fucking kidding me. That is unbelievable. Maybe it'll open this side. What do I know? What? What did it say it unlocked? Key to stern room. And what is that? Yeah. Alright, give up.
God damn it! Need to get off this wreck, and quick!
Quick save. Oh, I just realized my head's right in the way of that map, doesn't it? Here, let me switch my camera real fast. Advanced settings. See, lower right. Lower right works fine. Boom. Lower right. Okay. Let's figure this out. Let's figure this goddamn shit out here. Holy smokes, display case. shiny. Wow, gold cup. Forgery painting, not worth a damn thing.
Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
It's locked, huh? See if I can talk to pets right about now. I'm telling you, that's a damn good skill to have.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters.
What is this? Ooh. Golden chest. You know, if I'm not mistaken, I already have a water barrel. What? No, I don't. What? No, I wanna drop that. Yeah. And then move it. Why? What the fuck? Oh, there's gold in there. There we go.
What in blazes? Something's pounding on the hull.
No. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what I just picked up. Did I go the wrong way? Can I not go in that other room? Who's that over there? Ah, key. And a note. Death fog barrels have been locked down in storage there. Works both. Excuse me. Hello,
You
Mr.
pass through the
Fane.
door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely angular, and a glorious jewel sits in the middle of his forehead. The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia, muttering to himself.
Muttering to himself.
No. What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree?
On a pulped tree.
It catches fire. It turns into must when wet. It cannot even resist acid. No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
He's saying
The
because
skeleton looks up and
we
notices
keep
you
knowledge
for the
in
first
books
time.
we're ignorant. Instead of like chiseling it into stone or something like that, I guess. But even stone deteriorates after a while. You just gotta protect it from the elements.
Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
Yes, indeed. It's the look of someone that wants to read the bloody book he's holding. Now, if you're really quite finished, I believe you have lifeboats to flee to. Please, I was no more an elf than you are those rags you're wearing. I had a mask, rather ingeniously designed, which allowed me to take that primitive form. A mask
Gotcha.
that was stolen by that damned witch after her little scene. Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools, and I will simply pluck my mask from her cold, dead hands.
Oh.
Indeed. Just as sensible as getting off a sinking ship and leaving a fellow to his business. I would say good day, but it seems quite likely that you're about to die a rather terrible death, so...
The skeleton shrugs casually and returns to his book.
Alright, so it was saying to stay out of here.
The marking on the door was painted recently. You press your palm against the door. The moment you touch it doesn't budge. The door groans open, but an ashen shadow clouds your mind.
Whoa.
I need to get out of here now!
Oh, I can't. I can't get in there. I can't get in there. What am I supposed to do? Oh, I think my character said that. Death fog. I need to get out of here.
Find the ancient. I need to get off this ship. Oh no!
Whoa! Oh, it's fight time, baby. Oh, it's fight time. Now you gone and done it. Take it. Okay. Now, I'm gonna attack your friend. Ow. 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 Dead and dead. Wow. There's a big snake. Won't let me bring it up that far. I have too much to carry. Oh, god damn it. What the hell do I need these wood chips for? Eat a little bit of these fishies. I might have to just move it all the way up there. Let's hope there's something up there worth getting. Yeah. See, this is where I wish I could just cast rain. Let me drop this item. I don't need that. There we go. Nice. I had a feeling it would be worth it.
Lifeboat. That means there's still a chance.
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
You said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you! There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear?
If you could walk, get yourself up the ladder. There's a... Wait! Find Woken! Beardless bugs would sink the ship on my watch. Into the dark
Let the games begin.
to try it.
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
I've faced worse.
Prepare yourself! Glory is mine.
Oh, did I slip?
We make a pretty good team.
Let's not tarry. This old tub is about to burn.
I hear something. It's Magister Siwan. The one.
She tries to speak, but can only gape with jagged movements. Blood quickly It's working. Something within the ship. Siwan struggles to her feet, clinging to you tightly.
Yeah.
Ripping the ship apart!
Nobody's commented yet, but I've had a few people in and out.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I do like this damn game. It's fucking cool.
Those Voidwoken made short bloody work of the ship.
Yeah, they
Am I
did.
the lone survivor? It seems someone, something, wanted me alive.
thought the Order would get rid of any trace of the old Source King. It's broken.
The child has a small mirror in his hands.
I'm not supposed to talk to lizards. Really? Like, what kind of stories? A seven-headed... Can I hear it anyway?
You warmly tell the tale of Visha, but...
Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that bring...
The child looks at you straight...
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy. It's better here than inside. But you didn't die. There isn't anywhere safer. That's what I mean. You'll see. I guess I am, but it's just normal to be...
Can I swim? Doesn't look like I can swim. That looks like a dead end. Motherfucking cheese. Just do a little quick save now.
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn. They've made it to shore.
You spot a strange lizard, gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red color. Could he be... Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, two smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
And a dutiful servant you are too. The chances are I wouldn't have survived that shipwreck, had you not returned to the aid of your master down that dreadful hold. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
My gratitude is worth a great deal, if only you'd realize it. But of course you don't, so we'll leave it at that. As for the slave thing, let's forget about all that, shall we? One good turn deserves another, so you may as well have your freedom. Now then, if there's nothing further... If you really must know, I haven't quite decided yet. I've a frightful amount of things on my mind, hence my standing here contemplating the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me. What do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Memories. Quite so.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire. I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost. Of course, it's rather specific. Quite obviously, I'm musing over the very actual empire that I lost.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? The very same. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. Truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that ship after all. Fine, I accept. On one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer. One of our kind's revered mystics. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company. Jolly good. So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you? Very well. Onwards then to victory or death.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, or if you're feeling particularly frivolous, Milord. As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go. So, without further ado, let us be off. You're not trying to escape, are you?
stare at the slain beasts and comment that they must have been the cause of the shipwreck.
They didn't put up much of a fight. Dry land mustn't suit them.
Drowned and eaten by a voidwoken. I wonder in which order.
What are you doing? Come on. There he is. I see that chest up there, but I can't get to it.
A black cat. Some would see this as an omen. I've spotted something. Let's hope this is worth the digging. Wonder where this leads.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's still not wearing his mask. He's leaning over a corpse, prodding and pulling at the skin of its face.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at the man's cheeks, the skeleton relents, letting the head drop to the ground with a damp thud.
Damnation. That stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of anchor? Ah! No! Stay back! Don't... Oh. It's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected. Oh, yes. An exceptionally common, but exceptionally valuable commodity. A face. A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull. I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body. I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lack such a tool...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Carved? Please. You hardly think I am one of your breed, do you? You have never seen anything like it because you have never met anyone like me. Simply put, I am an Eternal, and you are not. You have my sympathies. Indeed, no one seems to have the good taste to be. My people are rather absent. At least from this realm. As for the others... well, there is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil fields. Perhaps there I'll find my answers. I suppose, circumstances being what they are, it could be advantageous. You seem more at ease in this world than I. A guide would certainly be useful. Excellent. While we are conversing, perhaps you notice that I am rather skilled in, well, all things. Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality, but being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade or bow. So, which do you require for this enterprise of yours? I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, splendid. Very well. Let's be off.
Quick save.